Hey guys, I was going to be starting here in just a second. My baby had a hold of my crochet hook and it is currently missing. So, we might be an extra couple of minutes. I'll be right with you guys. Okay, that took longer than expected, but we are good to go. We also have Monty here.
Yo.
And there we go. Sorry, I'm still working on finding a way to block out that sun a little bit to help out for streamability. So let's see, I can do over here. I gotta pull up this thing. I was gonna be doing that after I started the thing, but then I lost the crochet hook. She just dropped it next to the couch. It wasn't too far. I just totally missed it. Sweetie found it for me. So, reminder of, oops, wrong button. What we're doing.
Oops.
I actually want to be back soon instead of hitting live screen. Or, yeah, live screen. So, to remind you, here's what we're doing. Is Laurence the Lion. I always want to call him Lionel. I think Lionel is the name of the father on Between the Lions.
Ah.
I think that's where I'm getting it. Here, let's double check. Let's do this. This was an American and I think Canadian TV show. I think it actually was Canadian. It was shown in America. Theo, Leona, Lionel was the boy. Cliffhanger, hanging from a cliff. That's why he's called Cliffhanger. Theo is the father. Lionel is the lion. It's actually based that the two parents are supposedly the lions on the front of the New York Library. Those two lion statues out front. That's them.
Gotcha.
Now, I don't know how much they meant that and how much that was a fan theory. Because most people in America seem to think that everything's made in America. And I know if you listen to them, it's a Canadian show. Now, back to what we actually are doing, which is Laurence the Lion. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Snout, head. We're about to stuff. That's what we're about to do.
We're gonna stuff it today.
So let's get down to where it has the rules for this. What it says to do. Almost there. There we go. Stuff head 3/4 full and create indents for eyes, which we have to go back up to look at that thing. But I've already shown you guys what it should pretty much look like on here. We've got our ears that don't want to stand up right now for some reason. I keep trying to lay down. I think it's just because I've had it squished in the bag. So we just dent the eyes in a little bit right here and here. It'll look something like that, but have, I can even do a step better and show you what it'll look like. Here's the eyes, just little bitty black eyes. These are 14 millimeters. They suggest a 15 millimeter for this, and I have ordered some 15 millimeter eyes, just plain eyes, like these. So I can make more amigurumis from this and it be the actual size. But this should end up something like that when it's done. Sorry, there's an orange piece sticking out from the eyes because it's still got the spacers in there. Because it's not ready yet. So we'll take those back off for right now. But that's what it's going to look like. Put these back in the bag so I don't lose them. Because I specifically stuck them in the bag for this particular project. Along with a bunch of scrap pieces. I found it amusing whenever I was looking through videos last night. I found a video, how to use scrap pieces of yarn as stitch markers. And I'm going, duh? That's something somebody needs to be told how to do? Let's see. So, bring my light closer so we can have better quality. Because this darkness behind me, or the brightness behind me as well. We're going to move up. Create eye indents right here. Can we please pause the music for a moment?
Sure.
For the health and safety of our guests and team members, we're here for you. That means close.
There we go. Stop.
It is paused.
Okay.
Just tell me when otherwise.
We're gonna run this video and see what it says. I do have my stuffing. I just use basic polyfill I can get at pretty much any craft store. I currently looked in the last couple of days, and the cheapest place I could find it was Joann's, I believe. It was cheaper than Walmart even. Plus, you usually have coupons at Joann's that are available for just about everything. Oh, here it is. It's starting, so let's get sound on it. I'm just going to take some of the stuffing and throw it into the head real quick.
This is Jess from jesshuff.com. In this video, I'll show you how to create eye indents on your amigurumi projects. For this tutorial, you will need an amigurumi head that is mostly completed and firmly stuffed, but still attached to your working yarn, so you can complete the final rounds and close up the head.
Pause that for a second. Stuffing. Going in. 'Cause I haven't done that yet. Because I waited for everything to do on stream so anyone can see exactly what I'm doing in real time with what I'm doing. Instead of me going, oh yeah, I made a video and I trimmed 3/4 of the work out of it. So you just stuff it 3/4 full-ish. I think this one was the that one looks like it's the unicorn that they were working on whenever she made this video.
after creating the eye indents and adding in the eyes. You will also need a disappearing ink marker, scissors, safety eyes with their backings, a yarn needle, and a strand of yarn approximately 18 inches long. Start by taking your strand of yarn and making a big, tight knot at the end. You want to make sure it's big enough that it won't pull through any holes between the stitches inside the head.
So, with that aspect, what we're going to do, put that on hold, grab the yellow, the lemon is what this one is. Take plenty of it. I gave it plenty. Oopsie. Hit a button wrong. Now we have to go back into it. Oh, that's the tail. It's the wrong one.
This is Jess from jesshuff.com.
Pause that. I lost it. I'm sorry. That's the ears. Shh. Says how to end the eyes, but now it's showing the tail one.
How many
Yeah, it's
there
still showing the tail now, which is weird. There we go. Fixed it.
From jesshuff.com. In this video, I'll show you how to projects. For this tutorial, you will need an amigurumi head that is mostly completed and firmly stuffed, but still attached to your working yarn, so you can complete the final rounds and close up the head after creating the eye indents and adding in the eyes. You will also need a disappearing ink marker.
I do not have a
Scissors.
disappearing ink mark. I think I do, but I don't know where it
Safety eyes
is.
with their backings, a
Scissors,
yarn needle,
eyes with
and a
backs,
strand of yarn approximately 18 inches long.
yarn piece. I just need to go grab. Dang it! I hit a button again. I'm about ready to open that in a whole separate thing, so it stops doing that. We're going to let this ad run while I go grab a needle, because I keep forgetting to put a needle in all of this. Oh, there it is. I currently do not have the metal needles. What'd you pick up?
Maybe in creative.
Oh, for this?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. They went and bought a sheet to put over it. Let's skip this ad now, though. There we go. Pause that. I don't currently have metal needles because I just haven't. I'm just going to take one of these ones, which is fairly cheap. I have a nice little case that came with one of the sets that Phantom picked up for me at one point. And by the way, put this over here. This is my bag that has all my bits in it, as well as some yarn. Here's the eyes that I got before. There's red, green, blue, black, brown, and clear. We're just using plain black eyes because they're the only ones that were big enough in that set. These are the backs for the eyes. We've got some goof hooks, because I don't make anything that's big enough for that. These are a special type of marker, I believe. I'm not exactly sure what those are because I've never used them. More markers and things. Actually, a couple of yarn needles in there. Of course, everything you have, no matter what one you use, will need to have a measuring tape. I believe this one's like 10 feet long, so it's like insanely big. Just trying to see what else is in the bottom of my bag here. Oops. I had the wrong caps for the back of these eyes, so I'm glad I was going through this stuff. I was using the small caps. I just shot one across the room. Got it. plastic bag out of the way that has the craft stuff in it. These are the correct backs of the eyes. They are slightly larger than the other ones. I have not used these larger eyes yet. I'd only used some of the colored eyes before. So I have one baggie with small eye backs. Did you just buy hangers or are those ones we had?
Nope, bought hangers.
You are awesome. I love you. What?
You being you.
Okay, so now I have the correct backs since I was wrong the first time. These are the backs that will go onto this. They will go on like this whenever they go on. I am not going to push them together because they're a pain in the butt to take apart. And if I don't lose them, because I strapped it again in there. Almost the exact same color as my carpet. There we go. I am going to have to put you guys on pause so he can try to put this other curtain up. So I will be right back in just a couple of minutes. Mute everything.
All right.
Hey guys, you ready for some magic? Check this out. I've got more coverage on the back now. Hold on. Let me turn this off and see what it actually looks like. Much better than it was. You can see back here. Phantom's still fixing. This will come in closer, so you're not going to be seeing all of that anyway. There we go.
Looks good.
But now you can see me more.
Yes.
Turn the lights back on so you can see what I'm crocheting as I'm doing it. I've got my eyes, I've got my hook, or I've got my needle, I've got my yarn, I've got my scissors, I've got my hook, I've got my marker, and my pattern, or highlighter technically, for me to mark where I am on my pattern. As well as I have my digital pattern up, of course. Now let's continue this.
Amigurumi projects. Amigurumi head that is mostly completed and firmly stuffed, but still attached to your working yarn, so you can complete the final rounds and close up the head after creating the eye indents and adding in the eyes. You will also need a disappearing ink marker, scissors, safety eyes with their backings, a yarn needle, and a strand of yarn approximately 18 inches long. Start by taking your strand of yarn and making a big, tight knot at the end. You want to make sure it's big enough that it won't pull through any holes between the stitches inside the head.
I was going to ask Skitly to go find my, the disappearing ink pen, because I know we have at
Thread
least
the other
one.
end of your strand through the yarn needle and set it aside.
That should be big enough that it doesn't go through the yarn.
Take your head and create eye indents with your thumbs where you're considering placing your safety eyes. Look at it from all.
Hold that thought. Let's mute that music because I'm noticing that over the
Okay,
video
let
right
me
now.
do that.
We only unmuted the music because it was someplace to fill in while that was getting thrown up so we could see me better.
There you
So,
go.
I saw somebody who suggested this way, and it makes sense. Instead of often, especially if you're using your yarn a lot and it's a tip that you already had out, trying to get that through the hole can sometimes be a pain. Take it, fold it over, put it over the thing like this. I'm trying to do it out here in front of me instead of right against me, so it's harder. Just put over the needle to make it a flat edge, and then you take that flat edge and shove it through the needle. Then pull it through like that, and you have it through without having to fight with that edge that's probably at least partially frayed. Now I'm going to cut the end of this yarn off past where I tied the knot because I put it pretty high up the yarn because I was trying to make sure I had plenty of space. Just going to cut that shorter. Wrong yarn scraps. Yarn scraps are also handy. If you end up with a lot of them, you can use them actually for stuffing for small things. Say I wanted the ears to be puffy for some reason, where they'd actually be bald, like a teddy bear would be. The yarn scraps would be perfect for that, because it's not a big amount, and that way you use them instead of just trashing them. So, I've already done this part that she's saying, where you dent it and look at it from all angles. I've done that over and over. I know where I want my dent to be. It's actually just ahead of where the eye markers are. It's like right in front of them is where my fingers end up. Let's see. See? There's the yarn. It's right in front of it where I stick the fingers to dent it. Now let's see.
All angles and make adjustments as necessary. Some patterns will indicate where you should place your safety eyes and should already be marked at this stage. If you're using a pattern that does not tell you where to put the eyes, use your own judgment and mark the stitches you think will look best. I prefer to do this with a disappearing ink marker, but you can also use stitch markers or strands of yarn inserted with a yarn needle if you prefer.
R-E-G-I-S-T-E-R. Yes. I'd be paranoid putting any type of marker, even if it is disappearing, on a white thing like that.
Once X marks the spot, insert the yarn needle connected to
R-E-G-I-S-T-E-R.
the strand of yarn through the back of the head and exit it through one of the marked stitches.
Oop, I almost pulled off the yarn.
Make sure the knot inside the head is snug up against the back of the stitch. Now we're going to insert the needle on the other side of the marked stitch and exit the needle next to the marked stitch on the other side of the face.
This needle is not sturdy enough to go through this like this. There we go, got it.
We are going to repeat this process by inserting the needle on the other side of this stitch and exiting it out on the other side of the face next to the first marked stitch.
How does that look to you guys? I think it's still only you, Monty, but still.
Looking good. I like it.
I don't know if you're supposed to do that a couple of times to
If
get
you
it some
pull your
secure.
yarn tight, you'll see that there are now indents where both of the eyes will be going.
Over tighten this one side though. There we go.
Pass your needle through the eye indents a few more times, keeping your
Yeah, it
yarn
is saying
taut
to
as
keep
you
it.
go.
To give it a little more sturdiness, I get that. Because that's only one strand of yarn going across the back there. So. Come on, there we go.
It's important to note that the yarn, making the indents, will loosen over time, so you may want to make your indents a little more severe than you would normally, as they will come out a bit over time. When you're happy with your indents, make a knot right next to the marked stitch and hide the tail inside the head.
So make it a little extra severe. Okay. Ah! Just pull the eye out. Oh, I can see where it goes. I lost that eye. It fell out.
Next, insert your safety eyes over the marked stitches. And which exact stitch doesn't really matter. You just need to think it looks
Now,
good.
why do they call them safety eyes?
Hold on. Once this goes on, there is a clip that goes on the back that will shove it together so it'll be attached to the eye like the fabric like this. This thing won't move afterwards. This is a lot like a zip tie.
Oh, okay.
Or the screws that you put in the wall and then you screw the screw into them so it splits out to hold it into place.
Screw bracket. Okay. Makes
It
sense.
works the same way as those do.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, she said to make the eyes a little more severe.
What? How's that? Is that a
There we go. Okay, I still like pulled stuffing out of one of the eyes, so I was trying to like get the loose bits off. So I'll just stick that right there. I'll stick that one right there. I know I still need to finish off the string. I'm just checking it before I tie off that string because I don't want to regret it.
Yeah. I'm gonna step away for a moment to use the loop. So.
As I
I'm still
kill the
here.
ear. What do you think?
Cute.
It seems like one eye is indented a lot more than the other.
It is, but it will, as she said, it will loosen over time, so.
Well, I'll just try to make it even so one isn't way indented
And
compared
it's
to the other.
cute. I like it, so.
There we go.
Alright, I'm muting myself for a minute.
Okay, I'm going to get the backs on these. Oh, wait. No, I'm not. I'm going to finish tying off first. Pull those back out for a moment. We now know that's how tight we want it, right? So, then...
Next, insert your safety eyes over the stitch and hide the tail inside the head.
Yeah. As the head rolls away and gets tangled. There we go. Okay. Pause that. Flip to me. Where'd my mouse go? My mouse has poofed. I can see where it should be, but I can't see it for some reason. Weird. Like I can tell whenever I tab over something because it adjusts, but ooh, no, I'm not. There we go. Mouse, got it back. Okay. Now, this is the working yarn that's still closing up the back. This is the yarn that I'm making the eye indents. I did have to pull it back through, so I took it off of the needle for a moment, putting it back on the needle.
Next, insert your safety eyes
Having problems figure out how to tie that off. Well,
to the marked stitch and hide the tail inside the head.
there we go. Through the stitch, unwrap the yarn. And I knew I got way too much. I was expecting that. That's fine. And shove this in through the head. Out the back. Like so.
Next, insert your safety eyes over the marked stitches. In which exact
Take the scissors. I've been talking with Phantom recently. We are trying to come up with ways to get me a better streaming space, both so I have better lighting, and I'm not doing this in my lap, but we'll have a table to do it on. I have also come up with ways to make the cameras work, and I'm willing to try these out, where I would take one of the cameras we use for ghost hunting and put it on one of the stands and put it out over my shoulder or next to me. It is a lower quality camera compared to what you'll normally see on streams, but is perfect for me to get started to figure that part out more. So, now that we've got that all yarned together like it's supposed to be, we shove the eye in through the hole in the front, bend it back here, you've got eyepiece right there, take your cap and just shove it on. And now if you pull on that, that should not come loose, and it's nice and tight on there. Yeah, sadly that ear's a little squampus. I didn't sew it on as well as the other one. Learning experiences, who knows, maybe someday down the road. I recently was watching Jenny D on YouTube, and she redid her first cosplay because it's been 10 years since she started cosplaying. So she remade her cosplay with the new knowledge she knows from doing it for so long. And that was fun to watch. I can probably do something like that after I do a few more amigurumis, run back and do another lion and see how well I can do with that. But for right now, yeah, I got it. Okay. We have eyes.
Very nice.
That looks really good.
It does.
Only
Well
thing
done.
I have a problem with right now is that this ear, if you look right here, you can see it. That one's just not as well attached as that one.
Can you fix it?
I could possibly, after I'm done with the head, take some of this yarn and use the yarn needle and stitch this down a little bit better, so it doesn't flop as easy. Because if you notice, this other one doesn't flop as much. This one keeps flopping over. With it being stuffed, it's actually a little sturdier, but I think that stitching that down just a little bit better right here might do good too, just to make sure it's nice and secure. I think that was my second ear. Yeah, that was the second ear I put on. I got it from tip to tip, unlike this one that has the very tip is missing. So if I'm going to do that, I probably will stitch this front down, go inside, pull it out over here, and stitch this edge of this ear down better, so it's a little sturdier of a hold all around. But so far, there we go. I need to finish stuffing it and finish the back of it right here. Close it up, which I think I know how to do. Let's see if there's anything else on here.
stitch doesn't really matter. You just need to think it looks good.
Sorry, I'm skipping through the video just to make sure.
When you're happy with the placement, reach into the head and secure the backings onto your safety eyes, making sure they're on nice and tight.
I'm just double checking them right now, feeling them inside. I probably look like I'm spacing off into something with my eyes because I'm focusing on what I'm feeling instead of what I'm looking at. There's her putting the snaps on the back of hers. The eyes that she uses is 50 pieces for $32.
Now you have nice, cute, indented
The eyes I
on
bought
your
was 50
amigurumi
pieces
project.
for like $8.
Thanks for watching.
Better deal.
So guess which ones I bought?
Right.
These ones that I have currently are a little big or a little small for most of this. Those would have been nice to have been like a size bigger. But they're perfect for, there we go. Working my way through it. Stuff 3/4 full, creative knit for eyes. Yes. Insert your safety eyes, secure the backings. Now, hook. I'm going to put the cover back on my scissors because the tips are very, very sharp. Put things that aren't supposed to be out because I decided to show you guys what's in my bag. Maybe I'll do a what's in my bag before I do the next one and continue. I believe the body is next. Yes. So I think after I finish the head, I will do which actually only has a little bit left. 1, 2, 3, a little bit more stuffing, 4, and we already looked at how to close an ultimate finish the other day whenever I was double checking it. So I was prepared ahead of time. So we only have like 4-ish rows left. Not too much, which seems like a whole not enough whenever you look at the size of this hole. But I promise it's much closer to than you'd think. Because I've done something very similar to the ultimate finish before, just goofing with, I think it was the pumpkin thing that I made, which I do not know what happened to. It's disappeared. So a single crochet 3. Let's put it back over here so you can see me. Oh, here, let me show you which line we're doing, because I almost forgot. We're doing this one. Single crochet 3 and decrease to make 24 stitches. I have currently put 1 stitch in here. I'm going to stick my yarn marker, my stitch marker right here on this one before it. And now it feels completely different since I've got the stuffing in there. I'm having to work up at the top instead of holding the whole thing and working around it. There's 2 stitches, 3 stitches, and then I've looked at how to do a decrease recently, except I just realized something. Why that's sitting so weird is because I was doing it backwards. I was wondering why it felt wrong, because it was wrong. Oops, I just undid this last decrease right here. So what we're going to do is restitch that decrease, because I just learned a better decrease anyway. Just take the front loop of both of these, both ends to decrease in, and then do that, and it actually looks and feels more like it, instead of like how you could see these other ones. If you look, if I don't pull it out again, which I just almost did, there. If you look right here at this one, I'm going to give it a few stitches and then show it to you again, and you'll see that there's no marking where that was. There's 1, 2, 3, go ahead and do this next decrease, and then I'll go back and show you that decrease I did just a second ago and show you how much better that, whoops, that one is than the ones I've been using so far until this point. Okay. There's absolutely, that's from the line before. No, right across here, there is no proof that there's been any decreases that you can see on the outside. Ah, my itches. Now I need to go back though because I forgot to mark this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this stitch. Oops. So I'll put it in this one. I actually found something that was saying about stitch markers and working in the round is that there's no real rules about where to put the stitch markers, so it ends up with a lot of confusion a lot of times for trying to mark where you're at. I've made it a habit to put the stitch marker in the first stitch of the next row instead of putting it in the last stitch of the row I just finished. That's how I keep track of where my stitch marker is compared to where I should be. back a stitch. There we go. Actually, I pulled it all the way through and I only meant to pull it through 2 of them. So we'll just back up and redo that. So that decrease. 1, 2, pull through 2, loop, pull through 2. So I was very close in what I needed to be doing. I just screwed up only using the front rows, front loops, so it's not as bulky. And that's what makes the difference between it being an invisible one or like these that we already had that I was talking about, where and you can even see it here, the bumps around it, where the decreases were. Yeah, there we go. You can see all those bumps where all the decreases were up to this point. Oh, definitely. I need help working on making some better stream setups for myself. I've just been using, I'm going to switch to my screens real quick. These really cool skulls, which I think are awesome, but they just came with the setup in the first place. I did not make those. 1, 2, 3. You might also want to check in with Captain, because Captain's been having some really good why is that wrong? Stuff that she's been doing too. That's what I'm doing wrong. Got it. Like, why is this not feeling right? Because it was wrong. So you end up, after the 2 loops for the decrease, you'll have 3 on your hook. You see 1, 2, and 3. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through the other 2. And that should be an invisible decrease. And so far I'm not seeing those bumps like I did before. 1, 2. I have a feeling whenever I finish this row, it is not going to add up right in stitches. And I'm going to have to go back a little bit and do some repairs. But let's get this row finished and see. Maybe I'll be lucky and I'm not missing or adding any stitches. One. So Monty, whenever I got on, well, it's good even to ask questions if you're trying to figure it out.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Sorry, I just looked up to see what you said, and I saw that.
So you're more than welcome to ask. I just know she's busy today. It's Sunday.
Yeah, she doesn't have to. I'm not expecting her to be able to help out today, but also in the long run, even for not just tonight. Okay, so that was my decrease. I lost where I was, so I had to pull out a couple stitches and see where I was. Because the joy of the invisible decrease makes it even harder to find where it is. Whenever I'm feeling how before I could feel where the bump was, I can't really even feel it whenever you get past it on this one. Once you get it done right. Whenever I do it right, it works well. 1, 2, and 3. I was doing a basic decrease, which goes through both sets, the front and back loop of the hook thing. And in the invisible decrease, you go through just the front loops. So that way it doesn't have as much bulk in it, and it isn't as obvious as all the rest of the decreases I did up to this point. And in the rest of it, I plan on doing it right as well. Yes, I obviously misstitched somewhere because I did not end properly. So let's count the stitches, because I'm currently on that last stitch. See where we're at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Save the stitch. There we go. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Pull that out. That is 24, which is how many I should have, which means I need at least 2 more decreases. I'm going to pull back out that decrease, 3 decreases. Take that back 1 more stitch, and now I'll work those 3 decreases right here at the end. because I pulled out a decrease is why it went from 2 decreases needed to 3. What did I just do? That was not right. Through, hook, pull through. There's 3. Pull 2, pull 2. Yes, okay. Now we're just going to do that like 3 times in a row right here. 1, 2. There's now 3 on the hook, 2 on the hook, and 0, or 1 on the hook, which is what it should be. No extra loops. 1, 2. Actually, I ended up pulling that perfectly far over to be able to do the 3. Okay. Clip that for a second. And recount. Hopefully this one adds up to 24. Because if not, I'm going to have to pull it back even further to make it work. That's in that hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. One single crochet. It's the next row below the highlighted one now. Mark my first stitch. There we go. And then a decrease. Oops. I only got 1 strand of the yarn through instead of all 4 of them. There we go. 1 and 2. There we go. So that got that. Now we do single crochet 2 and a decrease 5 times. So 1, 2, and a decrease of, that's 1 time, 1, 2, two times, 1, 2, there we go. 3 times, 1, 2,
Hmm.
4 times, 1, 2, 1, there. Oop. Oh yeah, I moved my drink because I didn't want it to get knocked over whenever you put up the curtain. So I say my drink's missing. Oh wait, I moved it. I'm smart. I think that's an ADHD thing right there. I had a thing, but then I lost the thing. So this should be 18 now. Let's take a
So
look.
one of my mods just went poof on me. Ash went poof.
What you mean, off the stream, off the server, or what?
Off the server, off of Discord, everything just poof.
She okay?
I can't get a hold. I don't know.
I hope she's okay.
I hope so too. I just can't get a hold of her because we were like peas in a pod.
Yep.
And then poof. I don't know. I haven't heard for 24 hours. I was trying to get a hold of her just so I had someone to talk to during the day. Nothing. And then I woke up this morning and I can't find her, period. I think I was blocked or something. Oh, well.
I got mentioned somewhere.
Yeah, that was me.
Hmm?
It's just telling people you're streaming.
Okay.
And it's just chilled and laid back, or come hang out in VC. And that's why Rainbow came to join us.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Rainbow, by the way. I know that you said that you're wandering off to take care of your stuff at the same time, which is totally understandable. I almost never am able to stick to just watching somebody stream.
Yet I can.
You watch, like, you're always doing like 4 things though, so that's a little different.
And people say I can't multitask.
It's because you don't multitask. You end up totally ignoring the first 3 things.
I'm watching your stream, I'm watching someone else's stream, I'm checking
You tell me
Discord,
exactly
I'm
every word that's
replying to
being said in both.
messages. Yours, you're talking about currently not being able to keep on with just focusing on streams, and the other streamer is playing Subnautica Below Zero, so I'm mainly watching for the streams. Oh well.
Sorry, I started trying to focus on getting... I ended up 1 stitch short after I did the last row, so what I did was I just put an extra single crochet on this one instead of doing an increase, or a decrease, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's going to make it come out right, except I lost count. So we're just going to keep working this until I end up with 6 stitches around. Because that's what I need at this point. Actually, before I take this any further, I'm going to put little... Okay, started flashing at me for some reason. Just taking a little bit more stuffing and putting it inside so I don't have to fight with the smaller hole to get it in. Just shove it in. Arrgh. Ooh, I just undid a stitch. That's okay. Like I said, I already lost track of where I was, so we're basically just continuing this until I end up with about 6 stitches. And then we will... I think I want to put just a little bit more stuffing in there. Do that ultimate finish that we were reading about, or watching the other day. I don't know if you remembered looking at that with me. Although I do want to point out, I did a really good job. Let me see if I can get better lighting in here real quick. Yeah, there we go. You can't see the stuffing through it anywhere. So I actually have it tight enough. Because you should not be able to see the stuffing through it. And one of the things that this stuffing that I use actually says, if you read it, is that it leaves no shadow. I'm looking real quick, sorry. Coarse dry fiber that stays in place, easy to pack in tight spaces, washable and hypoallergenic. Theoretically, this bag that I have here, which was a 20-ounce bag, should be able to make at least 2 12-inch dolls, at least 2 15-inch stuffed toys, or at least 4 6-inch stuffed toys. Now, I don't know how many of what I've made with this so far. I've used it here and there for random things as well, whenever there's been things that need a little bit of stuffing. This is very, very similar to the stuff that was used in point shoes whenever I was a teenager. That's actually lamb's wool, and this is a polyester, but it feels almost the same. Okay. So the head is looking really good. Just gonna get this finished off, and then I think close it up with the ultimate finish and all that. And I think other than that, we're just about already done with this, which is surprising because I didn't expect that to move so fast. So I've been at this for like an hour, and I am sorry. I'm sure that was loud in the microphone because it was right against it. Don't kill my streams. Did I kill my streams? Please tell me I did not just kill my streams.
No, it's still going.
Oh, good. I hit a button on the Streamlabs, so I thought I killed it.
Nah, still going. You're good. You're good.
I'm like, oh no! I'm so close! That would suck! So, let's see where we're at now as far as stitches. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So, honestly, I just need to do 13. Be like this. That doesn't feel right. I did something wrong on that. I know I did. 1, 2, hook, pull. There we go. That's what I did wrong. I pulled that as a slip stitch instead of as a single crochet the first time I did it. That's why it didn't feel right. 2. So I lost track of exactly where the stitches went, but we are getting it close enough because this is the back of the head and probably not going to be a focal point. Because it should be looking at the front of it, not the back of it. In case it does look, it should come out just fine in the long run. So now we should have 12 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Cool. So now it's just decrease, decrease, decrease all the way around. So we have 12. 11. Yeah. And each decrease takes it down by 1 because you're going through 2. That one I did not get the whole piece of yarn I can see because it's not wide enough. You go through 2 of them to make 1 stitch, so you really lose only 1 stitch each time. I think that's 11. I think I went back and redid that one. Let's double count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. There's 10. 9. And the other side that's good about my timing on finishing this is food's almost ready for dinner.
Ooh, so you're gonna stop for food?
Yeah, I'm gonna be stopping after I finish the head. And I may or may not do another stream later to continue some more crochet.
Okay.
I might go play Lego Harry Potter instead on the PS4 tonight.
Okay.
1, 2, there we go. Do I hear a baby? How many stitches do I have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1 more decrease. And you can see how small that hole is at this point already. I haven't even gotten the invisible finish, or the ultimate finish done. And that's all it is the size that I can stick the tip of my index finger in. I couldn't even get my whole finger in there if I wanted to. I could probably do my pinky, yeah. It's about the size of my pinky. Not very big at all. Because, let's put it this way. My ring finger is a size 4. I'm already married. Nobody buy me rings.
Damn it. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't like to wear a lot of jewelry. As you can see, I only have my wedding ring on. I have hair ties on my wrist. That's not even jewelry. It's just because it's convenient.
I was just about to say that. Convenience.
Yes. I am good at convenience and taking care of things that I need to take care of. So, we have now gotten down to 6. We'll cut off the yarn down here a ways because I prefer having it nice and long. I'd rather cut off and waste more than actually struggle with not having enough, because all that can be cut off whenever I'm done. Put it on the...
What are you guys doing for dinner?
spaghetti.
Oh.
Phantom this morning, or this evening, whenever we got up, afternoon, about noon, said, it sounds good, and I went, okay.
So he's making his special spaghetti.
2,
Dang, I love his special spaghetti.
3, 4, 5, and 6. Pull. You end up with a little point in the back. I'm trying to get so you can see it well. There you go. Try it this way. You can probably see it better because the light's on this side. See how you have that little point there, even without the tail here? So what you do with that is you then take the yarn and push it through. I'll take it out through front of the head. Look, it's going to become a unicorn. Nope, maybe not. In between stitches. Come on. It's going to be, the lion is going to temporarily become a unicorn in just a moment. This is a plastic needle and it is very flimsy, so it's not cooperating. Whenever it hits any kind of resistance, it just kind of stops. Okay, ready?
Unicorn.
Just pull that all the way through. Pull it a little tight, so then we can cut this thread off right here. And if you notice, that just flew back inside of there. Shape a little bit, and we have a head.
Nice.
I think I will go ahead and take the rest of this piece that I have here, since it's already pulled off, and try to sew on the tips of the ears a little bit better, because we're right at an hour. It's been a good stream. It's gone mostly well, and then just a tiny bit of chaos from... Oh, and the other upside is if there's any of this sticking out in the end at the edges of the ears, it'll be covered by whenever I put the hair on. And the hair, I'm going to be using that other orange that's slightly more carrot-like. And this is not part of the pattern. This is me repairing things that I did wrong. So just in case you guys look at this and go, but how did they do that? Where is that in the pattern? It's not. Don't even. It's not there. Don't stress on it. Just be happy that everything is going to be very well attached. So if for some reason my son should decide to have a kid, which at this point he says he will not, then that's fine too. But if he should, this will be able to be passed on if he wants to.
Very nice. We have another viewer.
I have another viewer?
Yes.
Who do I have with me? Come say
looks
hi
like
to me.
Rainbow.
Oh, is Rainbow back?
Yeah.
She's
She
supposed to
hasn't
be
said
there the
anything
whole
yet,
time.
but she's just lurking at the moment.
She's fine to lurk. She's busy working on getting her stream prep for tonight, because I heard that she has an awesome huge stream. Where's that captain that did that tonight?
No,
One of
that's Rainbow, and
yes.
Russ is off her list for now.
Yes.
She will be doing that on Thursday with us, which, by the way, we have 3 other players joining us.
Oh, I'm
So
assuming
we
that
have
her husband as well?
Yes, and I have a couple others that are joining us for my stream, so I think it'd be awesome. We're going to have a group to play with.
I've never played with a group. The most I've played with was 4 people.
But we're looking at about 6.
Woohoo!
So, I'm
And
happy.
all of those people I knew beforehand, so that makes me slightly nervous, just because people. It's a people thing.
The only one that you wouldn't know is Mama Llama. I met her through another streamer. She's really fun to talk to. She's mainly on at night, so she'll be an evening one with us.
There we go. Now, if you look at
because
this
of the
ear,
time
you
zone.
can see the stitches where I did it manually. But it is definitely sturdier on there now.
Yeah.
There's that one.
There is one creature in Subnautica Below Zero that I really, really like. And I think you would love them. They're
I
the
just
sea
feel like
monkeys.
that is much more secure now than it was before. Still a little flippy, sadly, but
It's still not bad.
I feel like it's much more secure. And I got the edge of this other ear down slightly. And there's the head. We're going to just loop this through the yarn and tie it off and shove it back inside.
Rainbow was doing yard work earlier too. And she showed me what she had to get done.
So there's
And I
that.
said they'll take about a couple hours to do.
Shove it through. Pull it taut for a moment so we can cut this tight. And then just shape back into place. I need to cut this little string right here as well. There we go. So, we have a finished head.
That looks really cute. Can't wait to see
Skitly!
when you get the body.
Again, sorry about that being right by the... there it was. As well.
Oh, I did pass along to Captain that you were interested in your Discord being reformatted. And she's really, really excited, so...
Okay.
I don't know when she'll get to it, but she's excited.
I don't have any way to pay her, really. Otherwise...
We'll figure it out. There's other ways we can compensate her and stuff like that, so...
I love it! Why is he so cute?
He doesn't have his mane yet.
How dare he look like a bald lion?
Hold on, come here.
Ball.
Me?
Yes. Come look at this.
Okay.
You have 3 main options. Just this, which I didn't do the specialties, so this is the one that would be most designed for. That's what these little loops are for, so you can make them. The loopy lion mane, or the scalped mane.
I want the regular one.
This one?
Yeah.
The only downside I see is that the ends of it would end up fraying.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. Hi, little lady. We have a lion head. I now need to work on the mane.
And Mom, guess what Ellie was doing in the bedroom? In her bed.
But other than that,
Mom, guess what Ellie is doing? So you know how she has
I think
the
it's ready.
little up thing of her, in her bedroom, on her bed? Her bed, how she has that little thing where she can't roll out?
Yeah.
Oh, she's tall enough that she's able to reach it when she's standing.
Yep.
She went to reach for something and she went like this, and I had to catch her.
We're just gonna pull that knot. See if I can pull that knot inside of the work, so it's a little nicer. I just also don't want to yank out any. Okay. This is the finished product.
Whoa!
We are going to call this good for today. Who knows? Maybe I could just say it's a female lion, and then it wouldn't have all that mane.
Did you have one?
It's cute, though.
I probably will end up putting the mane on it. I'm not ready to put it on yet. I'm also looking at how this is bulbing right here, which is weird.
Child.
But yep, here we go.
Under me.
I'm assuming we also probably don't want to put on the mane until we're done now I think about it, because we want to know where the body sits underneath.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, oh, I could just throw the mane on. No, I can't. Not really.
No, the mane looks like it would be the last thing.
There are lots of ways after the nose and ears, of course, that just checking the end of it. It may just be after the body you add on.
Can you think of something green? I'm thinking of that. I was thinking I like to play on the ground.
I don't see actually anywhere that it's where it says to do the. Okay. Yep, there's nowhere that actually says when to do it. So I'm going to put it off for the end just to make sure that I have everything together. Here is
Sounds
our
good.
head. Yay! We finished one part. Finally. It only took me 5 times of streaming to do it. I've been
Hey, at
frustrated.
least you got it done.
There's been a couple of times I've wanted to stream and it's been like already 2 a.m. And I decide I'm not going to stream, so I can't do any of more of this because I want you guys to be along the whole process with me. So, in just a few minutes, I'll probably go ahead and upload this to YouTube as well. And so it'll be on Twitch and YouTube until further notice. I don't know how long Twitch holds on to them. Be safe, have fun, love you guys, and I'll probably be back later tonight either doing the body or playing Lego Harry Potter. See you guys in a couple 3 hours.